What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about why I might have been wrong, why I might have been acting a little bit too much like a boomer as of late, about the R3 finger trick. And for the longest time I just kind of refused to really look into it because I thought, R3, that's silly, why not just do an R prime, do some fancier finger tricks, da-da-da. And it's kind of like how I used to think the RU, R prime U, J perm, undo, N perm, I used to think that was stupid because it was 21 moves long, and any algorithm that's 21 moves long is stupid because a cube can be solved in 20 moves because God's number. Again, it's just complete boomer logic, and I've had to change my ways, and I'm now reforming my boomer ways when it comes to the R3. I have started using them a bit for the U perms. I haven't switched yet, but I am thinking that it is kind of likely that I will switch. So I'm just going to show you what I've kind of found with the Zoomer U-perms, not the Boomer U-perms. Let's just set this camera upright. We got the protein shake in the back. Okay, so 3x3. So normally this is how Boomer J was doing his U-perms before. I would do like that, and then I would just kind of bring the thumb back like that. I learned that from just like watching Felix videos. That's like how he did his U-perm in 2011, I think. And then same with the front one. You do that. Same kind of thumb thing. Although for the front one I'm more likely to do that. That's a big part of why I'm not convinced I'm going to switch for both. But I can tell that there is something to this finger trick, and I haven't done any like timer tests yet, but I can just tell that it's close enough and it might be much lower risk. So well, first, before I show the R3 stuff, I'm going to show how I should be doing my U-perms to begin with. So instead of doing this thumb thing here, I should just be resetting and doing that if I was being smart, but that's not how I learned those U-perms. And then same for the front. I should have been doing thumb like that if I was being woke, but instead I do like that. So those are my Boomer U-perms. But now let's talk about the R3. So I kind of had this aha moment, this little light bulb moment, and it was a while ago. I was filming a video, I think it was like, it was called like F12 Challenge or something, and it was just me taking the piss, but also like showing some stuff about regrips during F12, and one of the main finger tricks I think I brought up was the rolling R2, where you're starting in home grip and you're doing an R2 such that you don't like bring your thumb all the way with you, so you kind of do like an R and then a flick like that. And it's good for like this F12 case. It's good for like G perms. It's a good finger trick and it's pretty easy to learn. So what I realized with R3 is that really R3 is just, you start on bottom, you do that R2, and then you kind of just flick again. And that's kind of when it clicked, like, oh, okay, that's how, like, that's what's actually happening with the R3. And maybe there was a tutorial out that I just completely missed. I'll be honest, I haven't really been watching cubing YouTube for the past, like, 3 years, so that's why I'm not always the most up-to-date on everything, but I never really realized how the finger trick for R3 actually worked. So it's kind of like, you start thumb on bottom, you do you do like R2 like this, so you've got your index finger here, and then you kind of flick at the end. Or you could think of it as doing an R and then that rolling R2. So it's like R rolling R2, R rolling R2, R rolling R2. And then applied to the U-perms, and Timon, the boy wonder from Poland, he pointed out to me at Sydney how using the R3 more or less makes the clockwise U-perms regripless. You can't start in home grip, obviously, but you can start fairly close to home grip. Like, you don't have to regrip this far. You can kind of just do this and do that R3. And then as you're doing the U prime, you can very easily reset your hand. So just like that. So you're like in home grip, and then you're just doing that immediately. Like, you're not going all the way to here. You kind of, it's hard to explain. It's just like a subtle little movement. And then for the front one, it would be, I feel like you have to regrip a little bit more here, but even then it's still not that bad. Like, you go thumb on top, kind of like that. And then here you do that R3. So again, slowly. And then here you do that R, rolling R2 thing, and then bring it down like that. So that's the two of the three main ways I found that the R3 finger trick is useful. It's a very niche one, but it's also not the riskiest niche finger trick, which is why I think it's good to talk about. And then there's also that new V-perm I found. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. It's not one that I found, it's one that I somewhat popularized, although J-perm also popularized it like a year ago, and really Timon kind of popularized it recently. Like, no one knows they found it. Like, it's been around since 2013, but what I found with this V-perm is you can also do the R3 here, and then the thing I don't like about it is it kind of changes the ending. I like being able to do the last 5 moves like clockwise R2, counterclockwise R2, clockwise. I just feel like it just feels nicer in my hands. Obviously I'm more used to it as well, which is a factor, but you can apply that R3 there as well, and it is pretty smooth. I'm still not the best at it, and I don't think the ending is as smooth as doing like that. So that's another area where I might be applying R3, but the other thing I don't like about it is there's this F-perm, so you might know the one that starts like this, you do that, and it's basically just cancelled into V-perm. Well, what if you just cancel into the new V-perm and do that? But the thing is, if you do R3, the cancellation just gets kind of bonked, so, wait. So if you're going to apply it to that F-perm, I don't even know if this F-perm is good yet or not. I've just, someone emailed it to me, that you could do that. So I mean, like, I figured it out when I learned the V-perm. I didn't think it was that good, but now I realize it's, I don't know, it might be something. This is getting a bit rambly, so I'm going to wrap this up. That's all about R3. It's not as bad as I used to think. If you're one of those purists that thinks you're above doing an R3, all I can say to you is don't be like me, don't be a boomer, and be willing to open your mind to new ideas and base your reasoning on something other than emotion and feelings and being a purist, because that's what I did and it's done. Thanks for watching, gang. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.